Speaking of growing up in London, how was your childhood? Because in you are a black man in London. I'm assuming you were raised around black people, other, like white people mostly. What
So
was it?
listen to this, yeah. First, when I moved to, I was born in Nigeria. From 6, I moved to London. My dad lived in Maidaville, and my stepmom lived in Brixton. But we lived with my stepmom. So I grew up like in a proper rough estate. You're gonna ride your bike down the road. Do you understand? You couldn't let no one have a go on your bike
Yeah.
because you might not get that bike back.
What was the demographic though?
Huh?
What was the racial demographic?
Blacks.
Okay.
Yeah. Then my dad had a house in Maidaville. Then my mum come over. Then we lived in Paddington Green. So this was now. So imagine this, yeah. They've put us in a housing estate surrounded by rich people. But this is like a mixed demographic. So, but hood still. Does that make sense to you? So like we're talking about 2 minutes away, Madonna lived. So the type of shit I would get is like I'm walking down the road, police will say, wow, you fit the description. I mean, I used to run for Westminster, that's the borough I lived in. Police have come on the running track in the middle of my training session. You fit the description. Yeah? Coming home, like, and I was talking to someone about this the other day. I started to believe I fit the description. So in my sense, my heart's real. So I don't like to make people feel pain or scared. I don't like to inflict fear on people. So growing up, if I'm walking in the street, if I see a lady, a white lady, or let's say black, any lady walking through the street, I would cross the road so they're not fearful. But that's wrong. They're going to think what they want to think anyway. This is life. You cannot change your way to try and change anyone's thoughts. You've got to be real. They got to deal with that. That's their perception of things. That's not you. But I used to think, you know what, I don't want this lady to think, rah, like I'm fed up with this shit. Let me cross the road.
No, I get it.
And let me make her feel safe to lower my confidence. You know what I mean?
Because when you are removing yourself based on what the other person's expectation or perception of you are, then you kind of begin to assume that identity. You think
you're
that
shutting yourself down.
Exactly.
And I've done that for years. I've done that for probably 28 years of my life.
Well, in their defense, bro, you are a big black scary motherfucker, bro.
Bro, like I was at school them days. You understand? So it's like, you know, even now I don't give a shit. If you're scared, you're scared. I'm not gonna go out there to scare you. But it's mad now because that's one thing I love about Spain. I could be the biggest black motherfucker ever. Hola, there's no scared. Do you understand? Their thing is hola, and because I believe we're at a point of evolution now, people read energy. They don't know how they do it, but they do.
On a subconscious level.
On a deep level. Because I'm on a few people, like, not few people, because everyone has this ability. So let's get that out of the way. That's an ego thing there. Everyone's got the ability to make everyone feel safe. Yeah? But people recognize that in me for some reason or the other. I get an old man. Like, he lives in my estate where I live now. I had bird shit on my car for 4 days. Yeah? The old guy is probably about 75. This is why I love people so much, yeah? I wake up one morning, yeah? And my car's clean. And I know it was him, because he kept on telling me, right, wipe the bird shit off things, gonna damage your paint. Old white guy. But this is the flip side of what I grew up with in a sense of, if this was an old white guy, imagine this, yeah? This is fucked up. I'm going to tell you something, yeah? I was playing with a door at my dad's house, yeah? An old white man slapped me with a book when I was younger.
Why?
I don't know.
For no reason?
For no reason.
Wow.
But the mad thing, yeah? At the point, I didn't think nothing of it. I went to see a therapist about 2 months ago. And she said, this trauma is still there. She helped me get rid of it. But you don't realize. Because you think, okay, yeah, these things, I'm hard, I can take these things. But if you don't release the emotion, it stays within your DNA.
100%. And that's one thing I was going to ask you about. How was your Did they have like racism in the UK?
You know, I was blessed, you know, because where I went to the later part of primary school and secondary school, it wasn't really there because we had a mixed demographic. We had Filipinos, Colombians, blacks, rich, poor. We went to a school called St. George's. Do you understand? It was a Maidaville. But we had such a lovely demographic. This is why race ain't a thing for me. You know, like, I look straight through the color. My kids are mixed race. You know, it was never a thing. And I thank God that it wasn't a thing for me. It was never a thing for me, like, growing up. Like, I never thought, oh, boy, he's been racist. I had a couple of racist jokes that I even laughed at because I know it wasn't from bad intent. Does that make sense? Because we threw these jokes at each other.
No matter what race it was,
No matter
everybody
race,
had it.
everybody
Everybody
had
could get it.
Does that make sense to you?
100%.
So it's like, it was never like, okay, that guy's a racist prick. Like, we had love in our school. Like,
That's beautiful.
everyone was like Indians, everything. And the mad thing, what I learned was at school, I was a bit of not a thug, you understand, but I used to fight a lot. But then I went on a school trip one time, yeah? That's why you must never judge people, yeah? The people that you call so-called nerds and all that, yeah? If you have a conversation with them, yeah? They're the funniest fuckers in the world, bruv. Like, it's mad. And like this is what life and God has taught me. When I have mad experiences, I always treasure them because I look at them differently. But I never felt a way to say, like, when we went on the school trip, like, I went away for 4 or 5 days or something. But I would go to school and give them a handshake because of the connection we had on that school trip. You know what I mean? And I wasn't ashamed to do so. Everyone is magnificent if you give them a chance to be. Everybody. And you got to recognize that because they could be giving you the biggest jewel of your life. But if you brush it off, you know, I'm not trying to hear what he's trying to say. He's not like me.